Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you'd like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. So I told myself that I was going to be making like a short video in order to catch up on some plant chores and in general, really zhuzh my plants for the fall. And by zhuzh, I mean, repot the plants that need it, do some propagating and pruning, take off dead leaves, catch up on watering, so on and so forth. All the things I want to get done before the change of seasons or like right in the beginning of the change of seasons. And also I feel like plants are particularly susceptible to pests during seasonal transitions, so I'm also trying to wrap my mind around pest treatment and prevention. And I was starting to feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks that I was coming up with, which we all know is not the best feeling. Do you like feeling that way? I sure don't. As much as I love taking care of my plants and I love the process, I don't think that anyone enjoys being in to-do list purgatory. So the sun is really just like not deciding whether it wants to be with us in the room today. It's having commitment issues. Yeah, the other problem is that I'm low on time and I'm low on supplies. So considering my lack of time and supplies, yet my very great need to get this done, I am thinking that I will probably be making several videos like this over the course of September. September's content might very well just be a bunch of plant chores and trying to prepare for the seasonal transition. What? There's a fly in my house. That's gonna be so annoying. Basically, brace yourself. I hope that you enjoy this type of content because this is what you're getting. Because this is what I need to do. And I would love to enter into the fall feeling refreshed, feeling like I have my plant life together. So now it is list time.
Sand by the sea and the wind in the trees. If only we could be so free, just you and just me. It's the way that the world should, the way that the world should, the way that the world should be. It's not enough to sit tight and let each morning's light pass overhead undeterred. We're not scared to be heard. It's the way that the world should, the way that the world should, the way that the world should be.
I'm not certain that I'm gonna be able to make it to all of these, but who knows, maybe I will. Maybe I'll be able to speed right through them. And I think I'm going to add to this list after I'm done recording this and after I get some of these done. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle staring at like an entire page. So let's start with half of the page, okay? And then move from there. But let's see, let me show you some of these tasks, I guess. I put water plants first, but I think I'm not gonna actually do that first. I just needed to dump it out of my brain. I have lots of makeovers I need to do. By makeover, I mainly mean like clean up the plant, remove dead leaves, remove any leaves that maybe they aren't necessarily dead, but they just don't look good either. And then also I might have some props to add back in. I've got a couple of repots I need to do. I have a couple of propagations I need to take as well. Oh, I should also add prop linearis and maybe repot question mark, which I'm concerned about that one because I don't want to have to take it out of the cabinet, but I think I might need to once I repot it. And I might need a repot, but I might not. So I kind of just want to investigate. I also have propagations to add. So yeah, the linearis is going to be a whole project. Let's see. Yeah, I just have a lot of stuff to do. First things first though, I've already brought down a bunch of the plants that I'm planning on making over just so that they're all in one spot. But I need to kind of set up the space further. So I'm removing the centerpiece and let's get on to it. I'm also pretty much just going to be operating under the principle of winging it and really hoping that I have the supplies that I need. Because I normally, don't you just love it when you unravel a mess? I'm just basically going to be hoping that I have everything that I need because yeah, I am running really low on soil. So like there's going to be a handful of repots. I'm just going to hope that I have enough soil for that. With pots, for example, like normally I feel like I generally have the pots that I need, but more recently I have not. So I might need to do some pot roulette and hope for the best with a lot of these things. But yeah, anyway, that's beside the point. What do I want to do first? I think I want to do repots first, or at least like start with something relatively straightforward. This is the thing that sparked it all, actually. This is the first plant that I was like, oh, I need to do something with that like ASAP. So these are both Anthurium vitarifolium. This one is absolutely thriving. This one's not. This one has not loved me very much. I repotted it a few months ago, and when I did that, the root system looked not great. And since then, like it's had some leaves that have started dying off. One of the leaves somehow got cleaved in half. I don't know when that happened, but it did. And it has put off some new growth, but in general, like I just feel like this plant is unhappy. But here I have a thriving, massive Lindiorum that I purchased recently, hoping, crossing my fingers that maybe it would be a Pallidiflorum, because that's what it was labeled as, but I'm certain that it is a vitarifolium, which is fine because I still like it, and I got a really, really nice plant for $30, which is, I think, a good deal. But yeah, this newest leaf is quite massive. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. And there's another new leaf coming out. Actually, this is technically the newest leaf, but it's still hardening off. Oh my gosh, this is such a pretty plant, and it's huge. And I just want to combine the two, consolidate them. And, you know, I don't know why this one likes me so much and this one doesn't, but like, we're just gonna combine them and hope that whatever happiness this plant has will be contagious for this one, and I'll just even out, and then I'll have like one nice, big, large, nice plant. Well, there the sun goes again, deciding to hide its face. I have like a whole shopping list for my plant supplies. I'm gonna try a new, it's not really like a pesticide per se, but it is good for your plants to kind of, it's like a preventative spray, but also can kill pests that are currently on your plant. And I forget, I'm blanking on the name. Let me look at it again so I can let you guys know. I know Adam, not Dude, uses it, and I've been meaning to like switch up my pest treatment because more recently I've been using Arbor, which I like, but I just, as a general rule, I like to periodically switch up the things that I'm going to be getting. Oh, Pure Crop 1. That is what I'm going to buy next. But yeah, I just like to periodically switch up what pest control I'm using just because I feel like it's a good idea, I guess. Like it just, I don't know. I don't like my pests to get too cozy with whatever I'm using. And I feel like that's a good way to prevent that from happening. Now the root system wasn't like insane on this plant, but you know, that's just as well because there'll be plenty of room to grow, and I'm adding in a whole other plant. And you know, normally I don't like to reuse the old soil, but clearly this plant was happy, so I'm just gonna deal with it. And then for this old plant, I'm going to do this. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yes, so for my like plant list of the things that I'm trying to buy right now. Oh yeah, this root system. It's just like it's fine, but like it's so tiny and it doesn't feel like it's been thriving. Sorry, I keep on interrupting myself. Other things I'm gonna buy. I'm thinking about getting more plant pots, or like refilling on some different sizes of like clear plastic pots, maybe go thrift shopping for some clear glass vessels, maybe get some self-watering pots, maybe get some like cool ceramics from like handmade ceramicists, you know what I mean? I'm not making any sense, but yeah, just cool pottery in general, cool new things to plant my plants in. So I'm trying to keep my eyes open for that. And I'm also adding to my list, you know, more soil amendment supplies, which for me, so I have plenty of chunky perlite right now, but I am out of orchid bark and I'm starting to run low on Happy Frog soil, which is kind of like the base that I like to use for my soil mix. And I'm also in the market, I'm trying to get more sphagnum moss, because yeah, those things all add up. So I was looking at it and kind of trying to budget for it, and not including like the plant pots at all. Like all that stuff is like at least $70, if not more than that, because I don't think I included the Happy Frog soil. So man, plants are an expensive hobby because that's just like the tip of the iceberg. But anyway, oh shoot, there was one thing I wanted to do other than this. So for the plants that I'm like repotting today, I want to use some TPS billions because I have this whole bag that I've barely touched, to be honest. Like I've used it here and there, but like not as much as I probably should be using it. So yeah, I'm just gonna sprinkle it in the soil and then kind of like zhuzh it in there and hope that that's good enough. But yeah, supposedly this stuff just makes it so that your plants have this makes it so that your plants have microbes. You know, you just kind of like throw in a pinch of it and it just helps to support healthier plants, supposedly, which I think that my plants kind of need that. So yeah, I'm gonna be adding that to a bunch of the plants. So I'm gonna set this aside. Later I'm planning on watering a bunch of plants, so I'll just water them all at the same time. Here, if you wish to marvel, oh my goodness, look at that plant. I am quite happy with that. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, admittedly, because it has outgrown its spot. Because obviously I had like them in 2 smaller spots. I don't have a great place to accommodate this. But, you know, it's okay. I'm just gonna have to figure it out. We will figure it out. I'm sure I can make room somewhere, move some things around. I mean, I certainly want to. Like, it's worth it. Because look at her. Oh my gosh. Freaking stunner, man. That's a really nice plant right there. Okay, anyway. On to the next one, which, okay, since we're just right here, I'm just gonna use this pot for this. I might need a bigger pot, but I don't know if I have one. Hang on, let me look, because this plant, like, if I don't repot this plant, it's probably gonna die. So let me just try to like quickly materialize a pot from the basement. I'm really not at all happy about it, but these are really my options here. So this is what I was thinking, but I think it's gonna be too small actually. This is terracotta, which I do not want to put an anthurium in terracotta. This looks like terracotta, but it's not actually terracotta. It's maybe a smidgen large, but it's plastic. But I also like don't love the way that it like looks, so I don't like that either. And this is also kind of ugly. But maybe with one of these I could find a basket. I don't know. My one issue too is that I don't think I'll be able to fit it back into the cabinet. Maybe I could zhuzh some things around, but it just needs to be repotted, so like I can't not do it. Okay, here's a basket that I have, but I don't think it's the right size. But I do have other baskets elsewhere. I don't know. I guess it depends. No. Maybe I'll use this for something else. I should use this for this later. Okay, yeah, I have an idea. Would this work? Oh, that actually might be perfect. So I think I'm gonna use this because this is gonna be too tall for the cabinet in my opinion. All right, I do own like 2 more baskets. I'll worry about that after I'm done with this. All right, I just like trimmed off a little inflow that we don't need. So this plant desperately, like I just let it dry out a little bit too much, which I don't like. It does have a new leaf coming in, so I don't like repotting it while doing that. But yeah, it needs to be repotted, number 1. Number 2, it also needs to be watered ASAP. So I just wanted it to be done in one fell swoop. Has this been an only moss this entire time? Because this is my first time repotting this plant actually from when I got it. Upon trying to wrest this out of here, I think this might be all moss. Kind of blowing my mind because this has been in here for such a long time, but it's been honestly thriving. It's been doing really well. Okay, it's a mixture of like moss and perlite and bark, so it's not like 100% moss, but yeah, these roots like look good right now, but if they don't get rehydrated ASAP, they're going to have dry rot if they don't already. So that is my bad. I think I usually keep up with watering it really well, but I must have just like missed it the last time I watered the cabinet. Maybe it just like went off schedule with the other plants. I think that's what probably happened. But also it's just been getting like drier in there and like less humid with the change of season. Oh, the other thing I need to do, oh my gosh, I should add this to my to-do list. I really need to get my cabinet figured out. I need to like redo the weather stripping. I need to clean it out. I need to do like a whole thing. We need to make some changes in there, reorganize it, etc. So like, let me know if you want to see that too. Like, I don't know that I'll do like a full-scale cabinet makeover or anything crazy like that. Like, that's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. I just want to freshen it up a little bit and get it back into working order before the winter hits. Because that's like the most, I mean, it's nice to have a cabinet like any time of year, but the winter I feel like is the most crucial. The plants that are in there, if they were out of the cabinet during the winter time, they would not be happy. All right, I don't think I'm gonna try to remove literally every bit of moss from here, but I am at least loosening it up a little bit, just a little bit. Plop it into the next spot, right? And I really sincerely hope that this doesn't stress the plant out too much. It probably is. My cats are shenanigizing. They're like, you probably can't hear it, but they are running up and down the stairs right now and like meowing and chasing each other and just causing absolute mayhem. And I don't really know why. They're just, sometimes they get a little feral. All right, I'm gonna show little Miss off here. And oh my goodness, yeah, definitely needs to be watered so badly. It's just like so limp. And I do want to test out, I wanna see if I have any baskets anywhere that will work for this plant. Yeah, no, not quite. It takes up so much space on the bottom, which I think is a little bit unnecessary. But what do we think? Oh, please tell me. So I think it technically could fit, you know, like technically, but it just doesn't like quite fit right. And it would be kind of a pain to take it in and out of this basket to water it every time. So I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. On camera, it doesn't look too bad, but like in person, I feel like it's not quite what I want it to be. So let's at least worry about getting it in the sink so that I water it. While we're in a brief intermission, let's address the list. So first and foremost, I need to add greenhouse. I'm not doing that today, but maybe sometime this month, that will be like a thing that I do. But then I also need to check these off because like, is that not like the most satisfying part? So Villaniorum, repot, and Vitarifolium, repot. That's a very happy thing. But I'm realizing that I have been filming for quite a long time already, which is not great because I still have all these things to do and I have like all this stuff out. So like I want to get all of it done, but is it going to happen? I don't know. Okay, next order of business. This is my Sansevieria Sayuri, and it just is not looking hot. I've severely neglected this thing. And generally speaking, snake plants do just fine on neglect. But it just, here, let me show you. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. It just has some like leaves that look not really nice. And I just want to chop them off. And this looks like this was like bitten into. I don't know by what, if it was like a bug or if it just got knocked or my cats, I don't know. That's really strange. But yeah, there's just several leaves that look a little bit icky and it also needs to be watered. So I'm going to add in microbes and I'm going to trim away some leaves that I think don't look the best. And I'm going to water it. That is my current game plan. And as a side note, okay, so it's early September, right? As I'm filming this, it's 5:30 p.m. and it's kind of killing me. The sun's already like kind of starting to set. Like it's not like setting yet, but like, you know, just like a month ago, I'm pretty sure it didn't get to this point until about 7:30 where I'm like feeling like the day is ending. And I cannot describe to you like the amount of panic that is setting into my spirit and soul right now. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I do not handle this well. So I probably need to go get some vitamin D and start taking vitamin D. I don't know if that will help with the existential dread. Let me know. But yeah, I don't like it when the sun sets so early in the day and I feel like the day is ending when I still have so much to do. And I know it's like purely psychological because I have the same amount of time. Now, it's a little bit different with like filming videos because I much prefer to film with natural light. So it does kind of put a damper on videos and it puts a damper on me running outdoors because I don't really feel comfortable running it when it's dark outside. Yeah. It's fine. I did see somewhere that people are like trying to lean into the coziness of it all and that helps with their mental well-being, but I don't know. I feel like it hit me really hard last year and I'm not looking forward to it this year because of how hard it hit last year. All right, I'm gonna clean this stuff up and then come back and let's do the next thing.
The sand by the sea and the wind in the trees. If only we could be so free, just you and just me. It's the way.
We're gonna just like pause for a second and water some of the plants that need to be watered. Also, this is broken. Like it still works, but like it's broken right here and we haven't fixed it yet. So ignore that, I guess.
And let each morning's light pass overhead undeterred. We're not scared to be hurt. It's the way.
Actually, we're thinking about getting like a new faucet in general. So I'm actually quite excited about that. My husband and I were looking at them at Home Depot and we're thinking about getting like a black faucet and maybe one of those like fancy ones. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I want to spend like $300 on a faucet. There are some pretty basic ones that are less than $100. So we'll have to see what I decide to go with. But regardless, I think I do want like a black faucet because I just prefer the way that that looks in general as opposed to the silver. The one downside is then it won't match the hardware of the cabinets and like the appliances, but I don't know, maybe we'll work our way towards having all black hardware in here. I just prefer the way it looks personally. Look at how long this plant is getting. It's my heartleaf philodendron.
Until we're both old and gray, but we've enjoyed every day. It's the way that the world should, the way that the world should, the way that the world should be.
All right, this is my philodendron El Choco Red, which I love. And I feel like I only very recently put it on a moss pole, like not that long ago. However, I think I want to have more than one vine, first of all. And second of all, like this leaf that it put out is like kind of wonky. And this leaf right here, the newest leaf, is also like fine, but not great. And also it just like flew past the pole really, really quickly, or at least like the moss. So, you know, maybe I'm kind of crazy, but I think I want to just like chop it down here. I'm just gonna do it. There we go. And I'm gonna just take a few cuttings. I'm gonna have like this top cut here. So I'm gonna remove this really wonky leaf. There's like a node down here. I'll also remove the leaf and make it like a wet stick for maybe down the line. It's like an insurance cutting in case something bad happens to the plant, because I feel like these plants can be temperamental sometimes, but I'm just doing it. And I'm going to, you know, leave this right here, let this continue to grow and do its thing. Actually might add a little bit more moss right here, just because who knows the next time I'm gonna be thinking about that, or like have my moss on hand. And I feel like it just grew way faster than I was expecting it to, and I probably should have added more moss to begin with. So there's that. And yeah, in general, like it's like fine, but it's not thriving either, I wouldn't say. And you know, it's still trying to acclimate to my environment. It's still trying to acclimate to especially the ambient humidity because it has been in the cabinet for quite a while. But yeah, I just want to like get a head start on it before it keeps growing in a way that I don't like, because I've done that before and I would not recommend waiting for a super long time to get the plants to where you want them to be. So I'm doing that. I'm sticking the wet stick in here. And I think I'm gonna put the little propagation, like the top cut in here. And I'm planning on rooting this up. Lord willing, it does root up for me. And then I'll just pot it in with the other plant that's right here and have 2 vines going up, and it'll be nice, I hope, if this plant cooperates. Which sometimes this plant does not cooperate, but like I'm just gonna hope that it does. So that was nice and quick and easy. That's like a small thing that I've been meaning to do for the last couple of weeks, but just haven't gotten around to. So it does feel really good to have that done. Okay, this one I'm actually quite excited for. I got a hold of these little Scindapsus silvery Ann cuttings that are honestly like immaculate. Like I love the variegation on these. I've always wanted a high variegated version of this plant. And here I have my other plant that is, you know, Scindapsus pictus silvery Ann. And yeah, it's like way overgrown. It's so long, it's like hitting the floor. But you know, the bottom growth is a little bit on the gangly side. Has some runners happening and like really small leaves. So I think I'm just gonna like give it a haircut and chop off a whole lot of what's going on here. But I also want to add in these cuttings. I don't think it needs like a full repot. I think I can probably just slip these cuttings into the mix and hope that they take to the soil, because I've been propagating these in water for like honestly 6 months now. It's been a really long time. But first, let me go ahead and give this plant the haircut that it needs, just to make it a little bit easier to manage. So yeah, let's see. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna really bother propagating these because we're at that point in our relationship. And this is a pretty easy plant to come by, I feel. So I'm gonna go like vine by vine and just locate where maybe the leaves start getting smaller. Yeah, see, I just don't need all that in my life. Yeah, and like this has like a really long runner right here that goes all the way over here. There's a couple of leaves on there, but not a whole lot. So I also just don't need that, because this plant has just been getting tangled with other plants. Here's another one. Oh, it's even tangled with itself. So right here. And this will probably promote some like new growth and stuff too. So this is a good thing. Yeah. Is that all of it? Oh yeah, honestly, that looks so much better in my opinion, but I think it's going to look even better. Oh wait, there's one more, sorry. I think it's gonna look even better with these like extra propagations that I'm gonna add in. I'm so excited about this. All right, there's like a nice empty spot here in the back. So I'm just gonna kind of scoop out and make some room. I hope that this works and that I don't disturb the plant too much, but like, oh, look at these. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, you guys, you have no idea. Look at those roots, they look so happy. And I'm just gonna shove them right in there. I'm gonna add more soil as well. Okay, honestly, that's so happy. I love like the extra splash of variegation going on here. I'll add some TPS billions while we're at it, because why not? Oh, I just love that. That honestly like feels like a fresh haircut. Like, see, it's just so much nicer. It's like cutting off those split ends, you know? And look at that. I don't know how you can see it because it's starting to get dark right now, but oh my goodness, I love that. I'm obsessed. I feel so much better about this plant. All right, here's my philodendron Florida Ghost, which like has been doing fine recently, but I also haven't been extremely impressed with it. I do need to propagate it, but I'm not gonna do that today, but let me add that to the list while we're at it. And I'm trying to get this to be like more bushy rather than tall. So see how tall it is? I wanna like just take a top cutting and propagate that. But I do have a little propagation to add to this big old pot here and keep filling it out. And this was a little Florida Ghost that I put in water, and it's honestly well past due. I hope that this is okay. Okay. I was afraid it was gonna be like unwell, but it's looking okay. Actually, there's 2 cuttings in here. Oh, would you look at that? I guess I'll add both. So it does have like some parts that are rotted, but I just trimmed them off and they're gonna be totally fine. Oh, oh no, okay. Something sad happened. I don't know if this is gonna be salvageable, but look, so apparently this was the growth point to this plant right here, but it broke off. So, I mean, I could like pot it all up together and see if it works, but this is such like a baby plant. Maybe I'd be better off putting this in my prop box. Maybe I'll do that instead. But this, I think, you know, it's a little bit weird, but it'll be fine. The problem is it just like grew underwater, like that's where the growth points activated because of the nature of those little like propagation vessels, and I left it in there for too long. So it activated growth points, but they grew like underwater and therefore a little bit deformed and started growing roots right by the leaves. And yeah, it's a little bit weird and bizarre, but I'm just gonna pot it up and see what happens. And then with this one, I don't know, I'm debating whether or not I should try to pot it up because the growth point's probably exhausted on it is my guess. So like, maybe not. I'll put this in a prop box, maybe, or maybe should I toss it? I don't know, but let me pot this up here. And if you couldn't tell, that was just the sound of my children and my husband returning. So I don't think I'm gonna have that much more time to work on the things that I wanna work on. I'm almost out of time basically, because they're gonna arrive and it's gonna be chaos and it's dinner time. So let me do this and then I might need to like wrap up as soon as possible. Hi, what happened? All right, so I added it in. It's not even worth showing because it's just like a tiny, tiny leaf. That was like really anticlimactic, but I did it, so. All right, I think that that's my cue to wrap up. I definitely did not. My kids immediately just started playing all of their loudest toys, but let's see what we got done, okay? So I watered a bunch of plants. I propagated the El Choco. I added propagations to my Syndapsis, Pictus, Silvery Ann. I tried to make over the Florida Ghost, but that was kind of an awkward situation there. Okay, that's what I got to. So that's like approximately half. I didn't get to, here, let me just show you really fast what I wanted to do. My Syngonium alba is a mess right now. Like it's fine, but like a bunch of the leaves, the old leaves have started dying off and I just need to trim them and add some more propagations in there. Similar story to my Siltepecana. It's looking rough and I need to take some propagations. And my Hoya linearis also needs a lot of help and my Tenanthe needs a lot of help. So yeah, I have a lot more to do. And maybe I'll get some of that done off camera, but if I get the chance, I would love to make another video. So let me know if you want kind of like a quasi part 2. It really would just be like more plant chores, getting ready for the fall, that sort of thing. Yeah, do let me know if you're interested in that and want to continue following me on my journey of getting my plant life together. I think it's time for me to start cleaning up and get ready for dinner. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All those things are super helpful to my channel. And yeah, I hope they have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.